Hey everyone, today on People Now, Justin Bieber making headlines as he gets very honest with revelations about his past relationship.
Twilight star Kellen Lutz's wife Britney speaks out with a hopeful message after suffering a heartbreaking stillbirth.
Also today,
I hope you're happy now.
country singer Carly Pearce is here telling us all about her new music, her tour, and newlywed life.
We are all about the Osbournes today. Ozzy cancels a tour, Sharon debuts a new do.
Plus,
Okay, let's talk it out. What are we gonna say?
the hometown dates did not disappoint. Our panel breaking down the latest meltdown on The Bachelor.
It's all coming up live today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Hope you had a great 3-day weekend. We were talking about this. Our last show was Valentine's Day, and it feels like 1,000 years
Yeah,
ago.
it seems like a really, really long time ago.
It was
Did you
a
have
long
good weekend.
I did. There's a lot going on, but I do honestly feel like, wow, that was like a vacay that I needed, but
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
I know, well, back at it.
Back at it. All right, so we're going to be breaking down last night's hometown episode of The Bachelor later in the show, so consider this your spoiler alert if you haven't watched yet.
Yes, Peter narrowed down his leading ladies even more last night. So for our question of the day, we want to know, who do you think will end up in Peter's final two? Vote in our People poll. Let us know your thoughts using the hashtag PeopleNow.
We're going to check in on that a little later, but for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today, starting with this. Watch.
In my previous relationship, I went off and just went crazy and went wild, just was, being reckless. This time I took the time to really build myself and focus on, me and try to make the right decisions and all that sort of stuff.
Justin Bieber opening up about not always being the best boyfriend in his past relationship. In an interview with Zane Lowe for Apple Music to discuss his new album, Changes, Bieber gets real about his road to happiness and admits that the journey was not easy. Bieber was, of course, in an on-again, off-again relationship with Selena Gomez for years. We know about that. In the interview, Bieber does not name drop her, but he does share how his past relationship helped him realize how he needed to change for his new relationship and himself. He's now married, of course, to Hailey Baldwin. He says when they first started seeing each other, he was transparent about not being ready to make a commitment to her and that he wasn't in a place to be faithful at the time. In the interview, he explains that he would say to her, "Listen, I'm still really hurt and still trying to figure out my way." When Lowe asked Bieber what exactly hurt him, he says it was his previous relationship, and he added, "I think I was just still dealing with a lot of unforgiveness." Bieber later explains that he didn't know what the heck was going on, as he put it, at the time, so he used his faith to figure it all out. In the interview, he tells Lowe that faith saved his life. He added, quote, "It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive for sure. It was dark, really dark. So I'm very, very grateful to have influences in my life that have played a huge part in me, seeing their relationship with Jesus and their relationship with their wives and their relationship with their kids, and saying that's what I want. I'm striving after that." As for realizing Baldwin was the one, Bieber says something just clicked after he saw her at an event. And when he picked up on her nurturing nature towards a baby that she was holding, I guess all of it kind of clicked for that. We're glad they're doing really well. All right, moving on to this. Former Twilight star Kellen Lutz's wife, Britney, opening up more on Instagram after suffering a heartbreaking stillbirth earlier this month. Britney posting this photo along with a hopeful message, which reads in part, "After tragedy or heartache, it can be tempting to shut down so you don't feel pain," aka survival mode. But when you shut yourself off to pain, you also shut yourself off to the things that can bring you joy, too. She says that she's guilty of doing that in the past, but reflects that it, quote, "takes a lot of work to soften your heart after you've let it go hard." Britney goes on to say that even though she's tired of falling apart, she has spent the last 2 weeks working hard to make sure she doesn't shut down. She says this, quote, "I know I'd be missing those special moments that have made me smile and laugh and feel happy again." In that post, she remembers a time when she and her husband were walking after church and saw a sidewalk full of hearts. Instead of being numb, she says she saw it as a little hug from God. Britney goes on to explain how she's trusting in God as she moves through her grief. She writes, quote, "He's not done writing my story. Like my doctor said the day I found out our sweet baby girl didn't have a heartbeat anymore, this isn't the end of your story. This is just a crappy chapter, but you're going to get through this." Earlier this month, Britney posted a photo of a white rose, thanking her followers for their love, support, encouragement, and kindness since she announced that loss. She also thanked everyone who has been, quote, vulnerable and shared your own experiences with us. "We appreciate you letting us into painful chapters of your lives for the sake of showing us we aren't alone." That was part of her statement there. We wish them all the best. Wendy Williams in hot water again after appearing to make a Price is Right joke about the death of Drew Carey's ex-fiancée, Amy Harwick. Harwick was a popular Hollywood sex and family therapist who died after falling from a balcony following an alleged attack from her ex-boyfriend. She was 38 years old. On Monday, Williams brought up the incident on her talk show, making a comment about Harwick not being killed by Drew Carey, then went on to use Carey's famous "come on down" phrase from The Price is Right. Williams also tilted her head from looking upward down toward the floor, seemingly referencing the fall. In response, her studio audience remained quiet. Drew Carey has since broken his silence about the death of his ex, telling people he is overcome with grief, calling Harwick a positive force in the world. He also said that he and Harwick, quote, had a love that people are lucky to have once in a lifetime. Carey proposed to Harwick in January of 2018, and the couple ended their engagement later that year. Ozzy Osbourne is canceling his North American tour due to various health issues. The 71-year-old announced the news in a statement on his website and Twitter, explaining that the decision was made in order to seek medical treatment in Europe. This comes after he postponed many of his 2019 performances as well. In the statement, Osbourne thanked everyone for their patience, explaining he did not want to start a tour only to cancel shows at the last minute because it wouldn't be fair to his fans. He also revealed that the fans who already bought tickets would get refunds and they'd be first in line when tickets for a new North American tour go on sale in the future. Osbourne revealed in January that he's been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He shared the diagnosis during an appearance on Good Morning America alongside his wife Sharon and his kids Kelly and Jack. During that interview, he revealed that he was now taking Parkinson's medication and nerve pills. The rocker has also battled pneumonia and suffered injuries from a fall in his LA home last year. We wish him all the best. And Andrea, you have more for us in Star Treks.
Yes, more lighthearted news from the Osbournes. We are kicking off Star Trek today with one total transformation. Sharon Osbourne is ditching her deep red locks and has officially debuted a white head of hair. Sharon's hair colorist Jack Martin revealed the new look on Instagram Monday, explaining that Sharon had been dyeing her hair for the past 18 years and had to get it done once a week to keep the red intact. He wrote alongside the picture, "She explained to me that she wanted to do this transformation a long time ago, but every time she attempts, it ends with a disaster." He added that the makeover took 8 hours from start to finish to achieve that platinum blonde, but Jack promises that now Sharon doesn't have to be committed to coloring her hair once a week anymore. "We are loving how natural the snowy white looks on her. I really like this look." Jack is also the mastermind behind Jane Fonda's now iconic hair reveal at the 2020 Oscars. Now, she made headlines when she stepped out with a gray pixie cut. He tells people that Jane was fearless when it came to embracing her gray hair and underwent a 7-hour transformation to achieve her new icy silver blonde shade. I'm loving it. All right, get ready for this one. Nicki Minaj looks like she's getting a good workout in, but we warn you, it's not quite safe for work. All right, we warned you. Take a look at this. The rapper is seen here twerking away in a bodysuit on her mattress. It's intense.
Subtle.
Nicki captioned the video, "Ho bleep," and as you can imagine, the comment section is going wild. Whew, MTV writing, quote, "Can I like this?" Keke Palmer commenting, "The reveal." And one fan coming through with some wise words, "Don't try this at home." I definitely would not try this at home because I would embarrass myself. I don't have the skills. She didn't break the mattress, but she may have broken the internet. The video gained about 10 million views in less than 6 hours. Not surprising. Now, Nicki opened up about her recent weight loss on an episode of Queen Radio on Apple Music's Beats One, saying, quote, "I didn't think I could have the discipline in what I ate. Once my mind was committed to it, my body committed to it." And she added that she's still 20 pounds away from her goal weight, but she's focused on being easy on herself, admitting nothing and no one is perfect. We think she looks great and knows how to move that bod. All right, Steph Curry only has eyes for one person, his wife Ayesha. On Sunday, the Golden State Warriors star proved it with this steamy photo from their beach vacation during the NBA All-Star break. Steph, who's been recovering from a hand injury over the last 3 months, wrote on Instagram, "Vacation vibes with my one and only heart eyes emoji." In the photo, Steph is lifting up Ayesha and holding her with her legs wrapped around his waist. In the photo, Ayesha is wearing a black and green bikini. She gives her husband a playful lick on the forehead, just a casual lick.
As you do.
Yep, Ayesha jokingly responded to the photo, writing, "You could have at least popped a filter on this. I love you, though." Doesn't need a filter.
Doesn't need a filter.
Nah. Over the weekend, the couple honored each other on Instagram for Valentine's Day. Steph posted another swimsuit photo, writing in part, "You are all the adjectives and more," adding, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." Meanwhile, Ayesha shared a fun selfie, writing, "Chooch, I love you. Nothing more needs to be said. You're my everything. Feeling blessed that we get to breathe the same air every day and exist together." They are adorable together. These two are couple goals. They've been married since 2011, now have 3 kids together. As for Steph's return to basketball, CBS Sports reports that after the couple's vacation, he will likely be back with his team. He's reportedly slowly working towards making a full return to the court in March. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
All right, stay with us. We love when she stops by. Carly Pearce is here live talking about her new music, love, and country life. Plus, that dramatic Bachelor Hometowns episode, breaking down the Victoria F. bombshell and who said I love you and who got sent packing. All of it coming up.
Here's a story that is sure to warm your heart. So last week, Mike Good, a father of twin girls, experienced kindness from an entire plane full of passengers.
Yeah, last Thursday, Mike was trying to get home to Charlotte from a business trip in Nashville. He was trying to make it in time for his twins' father-daughter dance, and it's usually a short flight, but because of thunderstorms in the Charlotte area, almost all incoming flights were either canceled or delayed.
That sounds like a nightmare. Now, American Airlines tried getting him on an earlier flight, but that meant he lost his assigned seat. When his original plane ended up being cleared for takeoff, he ended up in the very last available spot in the back row of the plane.
Mike tells People he got to talking to the flight attendant during boarding. He told her that he was going to be in the doghouse because of missing his kid's dance if that would happen.
Yeah, the plane was set to arrive at 7 p.m., which was the same time the dance was set to start. He says he was sure he wasn't going to make it. But as they landed and taxied towards their gate, Mike was stunned to hear the flight attendant make an announcement asking people to let him off first. Everyone listened.
It's a Airline Miracle, right?
Yeah.
He says that he was shocked as everyone actually did stay in their seats. They left the aisle completely clear for him. He made the mad dash off the plane. Guess what? He made it to the dance at 7:50 p.m. He surprised his wife and his girls. It worked out.
Story. And one person on the plane wrote about this experience on Twitter, saying everyone rooted him on and clapped as he rushed down the aisle. The tweet went viral, got a lot of people talking. It's also nice to see people being kind to each other on planes, especially after these videos recently, like the guy punching the back of the seat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that went viral because she was reclined and whatever.
Which was insane.
You see so much bad behavior on airlines, so this truly is really refreshing. Mike insists the flight attendant is the real hero in all of this, since he says that he never even really asked to get off early, but the flight crew, they just went out of their way to make the whole thing happen.
I love it. And if that doesn't make you want to travel, then maybe this will. For those of you looking to escape that dreary winter weather for a warmer getaway, listen up. We have some of the best travel tips used by the pros to help you plan your dream vacation on a budget.
Let's start with hotels. You might not always find the best deals online. So once you've searched for the best price, call the hotel directly to ask for a better deal. According to a survey by Consumer Reports, bargaining with a hotel led to a better price or an upgraded room 78% of the time.
Wow, I never even thought about that.
Me neither.
Now I know. And now is the best time to book if you want to go on a cruise for cheap. According to the deputy executive editor at Smarter Travel, January to March is considered wave season, so a lot of cruise lines roll out sales and upgrade promotions around this time.
You may have heard the age-old wisdom, booking a flight on a Tuesday is going to save you some dough. Actually, I have heard that, like at midnight on Tuesday or whatever. According to the lead editor over at Family Vacation Critic, this might not always be true. To find the best rate, you need to set up airfare alerts. You can try Google Flights, Hopper, Momondo, or Airfare Watchdog. So when you see a good price, you got to grab it. The fares do disappear really quickly. You can start monitoring about 2 to 3 months before your departure date. They say that's the best time.
All right, and lastly, if you're looking to earn some travel points quickly, then shop your favorite stores through your airline or hotel loyalty program. Log in, look for the shopping section, then make all of your purchases work overtime. For an idea of how important these can be, United recently offered 8 miles for every $1 spent at Macy's through their shopping portal. So make sure to check it out. And this week's Gone Country.
You have to say it together.
You do. We're focusing on Carly Pearce's sophomore album and her life after marriage, and it's our People pick. Take a look. As Carly Pearce is back with her self-titled sophomore album. We are loving it, and Carly joins us live. Friend of the show at this point.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for coming back. It's good to see you.
Of course.
So it drops on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
The most romantic day in the world.
Yes.
Why was that the right, perfect day for release?
I felt like obviously so much has happened to me in the last few years, but the biggest thing and the biggest heartbeat of this record is that I fell in love.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, the day of love.
Yeah.
And you also talked about in an interview how you consider age an asset. So how did growing up kind of help you make this album different from the last?
I just feel like you learn so many life experiences as you get older, and you learn who you are more as you get older. And I've just been able to, I guess, collect a lot more life experience to be able to write about and to be able to engage with a broader realm of country music fans.
What would you say is maybe something specific that you learned about yourself kind of the last couple years?
My intuition is a lot more correct, and I'm a lot stronger than I thought.
Oh, like you trust yourself more.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I had a hunch about that, and I was right. Yeah.
Yes, just trusting my gut on things more.
That's a good place to be, I think.
It's hard when you have so many people that you work with on a daily basis in this business, and you have to make decisions really quickly. So just trusting you at the core.
Yeah. Bittersweet here with this album as well, because you worked with Busby on it. Busby passed away last year. We've been following along with that. I would imagine the release of a new album is particularly maybe heart-wrenching when you think back about maybe how you would have been interacting during this phase, right? Texting, commenting, or communicating about how it's going and how it's being received. What specifically about this phase comes to mind that you would sort of miss about him?
He started working with me years before every little thing ever happened, and he took a chance on me when nobody would even return my emails or my phone calls. So this is the last record that he made, and he was like a family member to me. And so I just think I will always be so grateful. He opened the door for me musically, and he gave me 2 albums that are amazing blueprints for me to continue on in country music. And we really believed while we were making this record that it was going to take me to the next level, and I just hope that he's up there just making sure it does.
Yeah, and seeing all this amazing feedback that you're getting from fans, what's something you wish you could say to him?
Just thank you for continuing to trust my vision for things. He always, I think what makes him so amazing is he really takes the artist, or he took the artist and took what was unique about each of us and made it shine.
Well, one thing that I'm sure he would be proud of, and that I'm sure you're proud of, all the amazing duets and the different collaborations on this album, including one with Michael Ray, your husband.
Yes.
Finish Your Sentence.
Yeah.
How'd the song come about?
I heard this song through Scott Borchetta, who's my record label president, and Thomas Rhett. They sent it to me and they said, "We would love for you to record this with your new boyfriend." And I was like, what? That seems really official and forever.
That's very forever. It really is.
That's a lot. And I listened to it, and when Michael and I got engaged, I obviously knew I wanted to have a duet with him on the record and have him a part of it, but this song in particular was such the moment that was happening for us in our relationship. It was like exactly what we were going through while I was making this record, and it's not too heavy. It's just a fun, flirty, first falling in love song.
So it was the right timing.
Yeah.
It was
for
the right
that.
timing, not like a big "It's Your Love" Tim and Faith moment.
Okay, right.
Well, speaking of Michael, Valentine's Day was just here. First time as a married woman.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys do?
We played a show together in St. Louis, which was really fun, and just celebrated my album launch. It was really fun.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Last time you were here, you told us about some advice that you got about married life from Maren Morris and Kelsey Ballerini. Let's take a quick look at what you said then.
To not go longer than 2 weeks without seeing each other, which you don't think is a big deal, but it is a big deal.
So it's a big deal. And have you been able to stick to the plan on the spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
I think that's a big accomplishment.
It is. Well,
Given your schedules.
We've been pretty lucky here lately, so we'll see. Check back in next time I come.
Okay, yeah, a year later.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it.
All right.
Last thing on him, I want to talk about these cute pictures that we saw of your honeymoon.
Yes.
You're even throwing him in the water at some point.
I did.
Yeah, what were some of the details? What was your favorite part of this trip?
Oh, yeah, here I go, pushing him in. You know, that was just an amazing time. Obviously, there it is. That was his idea, by the way.
Oh, was it?
Yes. We just were really able to decompress and just be together for 7 days. Even as artists, even when you're together at home, you're getting up to do something. And we didn't have any kind of schedule, and we could just really hang out and be normal. So that was my favorite part. And pretty sure that we drank all of the vodka that was at the resort.
Available
That
there.
was really fun.
I like that. My favorite part is that picture of you guys on that netted, like it's like an extended hammock thing over the water. I mean,
We
how
would
incredible is
fall
that?
asleep out there, and we would have like these marks where it would
Yeah.
just like indent into our skin
Just
for
like
days.
there all day.
Yeah, it was
so
awesome.
good. All right, before you go, we want to do a little rapid fire with you.
All right.
So it's just a quick round of questions. You just say the first thing that comes to mind. All right.
no, it's never
You
good.
ready?
All right, first one, pre-game routine on tour.
Wine.
Bottle or glass?
I don't know.
Okay, depends on the night. Tour bus essentials.
My running shoes and all my cooking supplies. I like legit.
You cook on the bus?
I'm like a chef out there.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
that's a stretch. but
Okay.
It's like a full-on kitchen.
Scrambled eggs.
Yes,
counts. Okay.
All right, most surprising thing about married life.
You learn something new every day.
Most ridiculous thing you've ever argued with Michael about?
Like the trash or
Yeah.
the laundry door. He leaves the laundry door open.
It's always
in
something
the
like that.
dryer.
The petty
Ooh,
goes
makes me
the
mad,
furthest,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Favorite thing in your closet right now?
My new cheetah print sneakers Michael bought me.
Ooh. Whose advice do you always listen to?
My mom.
Best advice she's ever given you?
Trust your gut.
Oh, that's becoming
And
full circle here.
Mama knows.
And Mama knows best,
Dang it,
yeah.
she's right.
Trust your gut after you trust Mama's
After
gut.
you trust your mom, and then you go, yeah, you're right.
And what's your favorite hobby?
Running.
Like what are we talking here? Are you doing like half marathon on a Saturday? Or are you like, okay, a couple miles here and there?
I do I run 5 to 6 days a week, and I'm doing like 5 to 7 miles a day.
That's intense,
legit.
though.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're a
like I
runner.
can get it done, yeah.
All right, good job.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
sharing
for
all things about your life with us
having me.
every time you're
Yay,
here.
yes.
And check out Carly Pearce's self-titled sophomore album. It is out and available now.
Woohoo!
Hometowns, baby. Let's go. I missed you. Oh, no.
When I'm with him, everything melts away.
Score, Peter, score!
I am in love.
And I'm really excited for Peter to meet my family.
If tonight goes how I hope it goes, I could definitely be falling in love.
I'm just asking for the truth.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore, Peter.
Are you kidding me right now?
How are we even supposed to move forward from this?
By having a conversation.
And you're supposed to come and meet my family tonight?
Oh, Peter, I feel kind of bad. Here to break down Monday night's episode of The Bachelor is People writer and reporter Jody Guilherme and Bachelor alum Kayla Quinn. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
All right, let's talk about this. Hometown dates. You've been there, Kayla.
Right.
Do you remember how you were feeling and how your family felt before meeting Ben Higgins and then after?
I think they're really nervous because they've never been on television and they don't know what to expect. They haven't seen you for 3 months and then they're thrown into the situation just trying to like connect with you for a little bit of time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Victoria's family's still like, when do we get to meet?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second. Peter's first hometown date is with Hannah Ann. Her father's a forester. They went axe throwing, wood chopping. There's a lot of really cute stuff in there. I thought it was great. The family very protective of her, as you would be, and I actually like that as well. I wonder though, when it came to her dad being sort of straight up, hey, don't say I love you unless you totally mean it. Did that play well? Did it scare him? Did he appreciate it? What do you think, Jody?
I think it played well. I think that's a dad thing to do, to say, like, don't break my daughter's heart, don't make false promises, especially on a show when the reality is he's dating other women. So I think the dad was just being straight up, and I think Peter took it seriously.
Well, and Peter has some reservations about Hannah Ann being ready for marriage. She's 23.
Right.
Do we think that she is ready?
I personally think she's very young, but the great thing is we saw she from like really good family values. So they have time to figure that out, even if they do get engaged.
Yeah. Also remember that Maddie is also 23.
Yeah.
So
It's a young bunch.
It's a young bunch, which it's like maybe we should just officially date at the end of this. But Peter then heads to Iowa, the hometown with Kelsey. They stomp grapes, which is great. They didn't fall over, which I don't know, the old meme where the people fall over doing it. No,
Oh, I need to find that meme.
Find it. Anyway, why would I reference that right now? But Kelsey tells him that she's falling in love with him. Again, now we've got the mom warning Peter, don't break her heart. The parents are on guard here, every hometown. Again, it's a good thing. But Kayla, it kind of seems like Bachelors, they're a lot freer dropping the L-bomb, saying I love you, or at least moving in that direction more quickly these days. What do we think about this kind of Peter not reciprocating when she said it, right? Like that to me was a big uh-oh moment.
It was, and it should have been a red flag for her. But I do, like you said, I think a lot of men confuse love and lust. And so they think they're in love with them, but really do they want to just sleep with them?
Yeah, and it's hard to tell at this point, maybe.
Yeah, it is.
And also, I don't believe in falling in love. Like you either like somebody or you love somebody. Like I think it's kind of a crutch that the show uses a little bit because they can't. Normally they don't say I'm fully in love with you, but they need to convey their feelings somehow.
Yeah.
So I always find it kind of strange.
But he is falling in love with Maddie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked Maddie's date. They went to a basketball court, showed off her skills. I thought this was so fun. They're shooting hoops, and then he meets her family. Her family is very protective. Also, really worried because, she's saving herself for marriage. She has not revealed that yet. So this is a very deeply personal thing. Are you surprised she hasn't yet? Do you think she should have revealed this information sooner, Jody?
I am surprised. I thought maybe she would have revealed it when they were having the conversation about religion to begin with, because that's her reason for waiting to have sex, is because of her faith.
Yeah.
So
and that part has come up before.
Right,
yeah.
right. So I thought she maybe would have talked about it then. And now, we are pretty late in this. And fantasy suite dates are coming up, which is when maybe something would happen.
And it's crazy because these parents, all they know about Peter is Windmill McGee.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
They're on the opposite ends.
Yeah, everybody knows who Peter is and what Peter does. So it's kind of surprising. I would think that she would even be interested, but you never know.
What do you think, Kayla?
I think he's got good morals in him, and he probably doesn't want to be known for just being the guy who had a lot of sex in a windmill. So I think he's just trying to look for a more serious woman, and that's probably a quality he admires in Maddie, and he'll fall in love with. And I think it's admirable she waited this long to tell him that she's a virgin, because it's something usually women just blurt out. And I think it is something more personal.
Right.
And I love that they build a foundation for it.
And she didn't make it a storyline about herself.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's just different.
I love Maddie. Well, we have to talk about Victoria F. So they go hang out in Virginia, take some old-timey photos. They went to a Hunter Hayes concert.
Which was a big hit, by the way.
Yeah. And then after the concert, an ex-girlfriend of Peter's happened to be there, revealed that Victoria is not a good person, saying that he should be careful. Blurred out face and everything, there she is.
It was so dramatic. The blurred out face, I think, was just an extra little thing they added.
Oh, yeah. Victoria and Peter have had these ups and downs. What is your whole take on this situation?
I think Peter had a bomb dropped on him right now, and he, of course, has to address it right away. I think he handled it really well by confronting Victoria right away, and she is the one who's just a little, she doesn't know how to react, and she is a little immature in her reactions, just being very defensive, and so I think Peter did the best he could with the information.
Yeah, basically defensive and tries to turn it on him. But so let's take a quick look. Peter tries to confront Victoria F. about the bombshell outside her family's home, and it didn't go well. Take a look.
I'm just disgusted
Victoria,
right
you
now.
heard my words. Do you think there's any way I couldn't address this?
Then I don't want to do this.
But can we just talk?
Okay, let's talk it out. What are we gonna say?
I did not accuse you of anything. I simply told you what had happened because
You're supposed to meet my family tonight, and you
I
decided.
haven't felt you really fight for this.
Really? You haven't?
It's
That's
multiple,
funny.
But I want you to be completely realistic right now.
I am
do you think,
done with this conversation
you think it's
right
possible?
now. I can't do this.
So Peter ends up leaving, not even meeting Victoria's family. By the way, I've never seen a more authentic argument happen, right?
Oh, yeah,
it got
that was
petty,
a real
it
life
got
argument.
Wild. Yeah, well, Jody, what does this say about their ability to maybe or maybe not move forward into a marriage relationship when you look at how they fight?
I mean, I think how couples fight tells you a lot about them. It really boils down to communication skills, which they don't seem to be able to do that. I mean, she literally walks away every time they get into an argument. So I was thinking it was going to be really tough to overcome that situation because, again, they have fought on every single date they've been on, basically.
Can I just say this? I think it's interesting how every time they've had an interaction like that, somehow it ends up that she positions herself that he is now apologizing to her.
It's a masterclass on gaslighting.
Yes.
Right. Everything was flipped around.
Yeah.
It's like crazy to watch.
Insane. And it's a pattern.
Yeah.
It's not the first time we've seen it, so it's just clearly something maybe she needs to work through because he communicates really well with the other women.
Yeah.
And then it's shocking because he sends Kelsey home and he keeps Victoria F. What were your reactions with that?
I mean,
I understood, but I was kind of ready to see Victoria go. I just am like I feel like that relationship has really run its course, and I don't know what he's holding on to.
Right.
And Kelsey is more stable. She's very upfront with her feelings. She communicates well. But
I think Kelsey's dad too warned, or like every dad did, don't break my daughter's heart. And she's someone that if you brought her to fantasy suites, she would have her heart even more broken because she'd be so attached.
Yeah.
So it is better to cut people loose a little sooner.
I felt bad for her.
I did too. So the episode ends. Madison approaches Peter, presumably to kind of reveal that she's saving herself for marriage. Not exactly sure how this is going to end. There's sort of an ultimatum, giving us Luke P flashbacks. In fact, I've seen some really funny memes featuring Luke P in light of this new revelation. What are your predictions for next week?
I think next week will be really dramatic.
yeah, I think next week is the episode I'm the most excited for.
Right.
Do you think he'll go along with the ultimatum?
I don't know, because we've seen some other teasers where he did say, I've been intimate with somebody.
Right.
So I think there's a chance we might see Maddie walk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Right.
Which I think she should. They're completely on opposite sides here.
Which we haven't seen this season or like in a while.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a lot of courage.
I do too.
walk away.
And it'll if she does do it, it'll show that she is really firm in her beliefs.
Yeah.
I would love her to be Bachelorette.
I know.
Well, we were saying, I was saying that last night. Yeah,
Come on,
she would be a
Maddie.
good one. Yeah.
She's like, you need to leave so that you can be Bachelor.
Yeah. All right, we're taking a look at our question of the day. We've been asking you who you think will end up as Peter's final two. Let's see what we're saying.
Madison and Hannah Ann. Yeah, me too. 100%.
I agree.
I think Victoria F is,
Dunzo?
Dunzo. I think he already knows it too.
I think she'll be great for Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, perfect.
yeah.
I think maybe she came into this hoping for Bachelor in Paradise. Honestly,
probably.
that's such a
All
crazy
right,
thing.
ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks, guys.
Coming up tomorrow, everybody, we're going to be joined live by Kelly Ripa. We're talking about her family, health, wellness, and a lot more.
Plus, the cast of 68 Whiskey tell us why their series is resonating so strongly with fans. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from this K-pop group. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Step out. Hello, we are Stray Kids.
And this is one last thing.
The last song stuck in my head was Billie Eilish, When the Party's Over.
Like it like that.
It isn't in my blood.
It isn't in my blood.
싹 다 뒤집어놔. Daniel sees his best part. You're the best part. I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. I want you back. The last dessert I ate cheesecake.
I had chocolate mousse.
I had a cookie.
Tiramisu. The last book I love.
Who reads these days?
Yeah.
Le Petit Prince.
Mao's Last Dancer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow. We love reading.